Did him, Jacob Zuma, really join the Red Beret of Julius Malema? Well, you'll find out everything you need to know in this video, because we are going to discuss with you the real reasons that really motivate the former president Jacob Zuma to not vote for the ANC, which is his political party that we all know about him. And now he have dropped this bombshell during this time of a festive, during the December time. No one sees this coming, but the man he came up in media and make this announcement. So in this video, guys, we have first to understand what what does that really mean for former President Jacob Zuma to not vote for the ANC? What was that mean? And was that important at this particular moment? What really motivates him for him to take this kind of a decision? These are the kind of questions we'll discuss with you again in this video. And we have also to ask this question: how does this mean for the ANC, which is his own political party that has been campaigning all these years? We need to get the answer to that. Also, was that really important for him to take this decision right now? So in this video, we are going to discuss with you about all this. Hello everyone, welcome to Cool Buzz. Welcome back to another video. As you saw it in our title, we are here to engage ourselves in a deep conversation with you about what the former president Jacob Zuma had said in his press conference, and we'll try to analyze it together with you so that we can have understanding of what really motivates him to take this kind of decisions. So you can see that we are not in our studio, but since the actuality require us to come here and sit here with you so that we can engage in a deep conversation, that is the reason why we are here. So if you are joining us, please make sure that you hit that like button so that this video will be recommended to many people, so that they can come also and find out what is happening right now in South Africa politics. As you know that you guys here at Cool Buzz TV, we talk about Africa matters, and South Africa is part of Africa countries, and we have to discuss about what is happening over there. So in today's video, guys, I want us to have a look at what Jacob Zuma said, the reason behind all this, and what is hiding behind his press conference that he took. And number two, I would like us to find out what impact this decision will take on the ANC elections in 2024, because we need to know that Jacob Zuma is not just like any individuals in the ANC, but is one of the pillars in the ANC. Now that he decides to not campaign and not even vote for the ANC, what impact will this have on the ANC? We need also to understand what impact will it have on the 2024 general elections, because we have also to get the answer to that. And number four, the question is Jacob Zuma voting for the EFF in 2024? Did he really join the EFF in other way? We are going to find out everything in this video. But in order for us to understand everything, I want just to refresh your mind for a little bit, so that you can get to understand who's Jacob Zuma and how did he get to be to this point, when we all know that is the man who've been putting his life in danger just in order for him to protect the ANC political party. Now today is deciding to go and join or support the another new political party. What does that really mean? You all know that the President Jacob Zuma, he was the president of Republic of South Africa, and he finished his first mandate. When he was about to start the second one, it happened that he was removed in power. He was removed in power for the obvious reasons. Maybe in case if you guys you forgot, it was all about the money that he invested in his housing in Kantla, where he built some housing there, which cost a lot of money, which had an expensive swimming pool, and some corruptions levels which was taking place in the country, and everything's end up laying on his shoulder. Because remember, when you are the president of a republic, you must know that everything's they are right on your shoulder. So if it happened that there's something that so if something goes wrong, you must know that you are the one who will be held accountable. So with the President Jacob Zuma, that's what was happening. Okay, that's what was happening, and he was asked questions in the parliament in order for him to give answer, and the political party that really put him uncomfortable in the parliament, that was the EFF of Julius Malema. They really put him very uncomfortable in the parliament every time that the former president Jacob Zuma have to speak in the parliament. Julius Malema with his people, they were the first one to stand up and make sure that the president must not speak or deliver his speech without giving the answer to the questions which Julius Malema with his members they were busy asking him. So since the constitution of South Africa allow the parliament members to raise up emotions or a point of order, if I have to put it in that way, during the speech, if the president looks like is giving the speech. Because in other countries, for example, like America, France, even in most of African countries, if the head of the state is giving a state nation speech, no one is allowed to interrupt him. I can even go far to take other countries such as Congo. Over there, you are not even allowed to debate on what the president had given as in his speech. Whatsoever the president says, it's gonna remain just like that. All you have to say it is amen, whether you like him or not. So now in the constitutions of South Africa, it gives that power to the parliament members to raise a point of order. Even if the president is talking, they can interrupt him. And that is how we saw EFF member with Julius Malema had that opportunity to always interrupt President Jacob Zuma, and today we're seeing it. They continue doing the same thing with the President Ramaphosa. So they were always getting to interrupt the President Jacob Zuma and asking him about the money, how much, where did him got this money, how much is this building and everything. And I remember there were even one day where I saw President Zuma get even to be so emotional because he could not be able to deliver what was his speech because he was always being interrupted by the EFF members. So whether we like it or not, the EFF, they had a very big impact in the removal of former President Jacob Zuma. Yes, you heard me correct. They had a very big impact because the DA, they were there in the parliament, but they never really had that much pressure as the one of the EFF. Because we also, when the EFF they start coming in the parliament, things change around. The parliament of South Africa become even more interesting for everyone actually as a citizen of South Africa to sit down and watch what is happening in the parliament. Before it was kind of like a boring because no one, people they were just watching it from like here and then. But now, whenever there is a sauna, you will find that the whole country, everyone, they will be sitting down on their devices so that they can get to see what is happening in the parliament. So that one, whether we like it or not, we give the credit to the EFF with their leadership. Now, President Zuma, he tried to resist. He was resisting because he had the majority in the parliament. Parliament, which is full of the members of the ANC, they were busy supporting him, telling him that you are not going to go anywhere. We got you. Whatsoever the EFF they will raise as a motion, we are here, we'll protect you and everything. And they succeed to do that for some times. Because this song of Kantla money, you'll find out that it's been there in the parliament for some times. But former President Jacob Zuma was always resisting it with the majority that they had in the parliament. Until when things turns around. How did things turn around? So, some members of the ANC who were trying to protect now their should I say, their post, you know, their job, and they feel like, no, if we don't make these things become easy the way things are going on, the ANC will be in trouble. So we can't try to protect one person. At the same time, our reputation as the ANC is being damaged out there. What can we do? Let us sacrifice Jacob Zuma. If we sacrifice Jacob Zuma, then we'll at least save our political party to have that dignity as other people. Guys, if you're watching us, please make sure that you are liking the video. I will really do appreciate that, okay? So, what they did, they went on. Here I'm referring to current president of the ANC, who is the president of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, Paul Mashatile. There were so many of them. Fikile Mbalule was also in. There were a couple of people who went and seduced or lied to President Jacob Zuma, telling him to retire or to step down from the office. But they promised him that they will look after him. He will be receiving all the benefit that is supposed to be receiving as a former president, and then will be considered to be used in some of the positions within the ANC. Now, since former President Jacob Zuma, with the ANC, they were under pressure. They were left without no choice. And President Jacob Zuma did not want to leave. I remember in one of his interviews, Zuma said that I'm not a dictator. I did not commit any crime, like I killed people, or maybe there's some people on the street there trying to be more violent in order for me to step down, as we seen with other African countries. Because according to Jacob Zuma, says that in other African countries, in order for a president to step down or to flee the country, it is only when people, they are on the streets and they are busy destroying everything, and then that is how the president will run, because will be afraid that if these people come where I am, they might even end up eliminating me or killing me, like the way they did with other presidents in different countries. So President Zuma said that no, it is only a motion that these people, they want to raise in the parliament. We can go through in the vote and then see how these people will pass, because I know that we are the one who have the majority. But Paul Mashatile, President Cyril Ramaphosa, they were like, no, Mr. President, sit down, chill, relax. We got you. We'll make sure that you will be well protected. No one will touch you. You'll be getting all your beneficiaries, everything as they promised to him. Well, President Jacob Zuma accepted. And that is how the men end up leaving the office. Guys, you must pay attention to what I'm telling you, because it is very important. That is how you get to understand exactly what happened, what really motivated Jacob Zuma to make this big decision to not support the ANC anymore. Because you have to understand that this man is not just like any ANC member. He's one of the pillars in the ANC. Seeing him taking this kind of decision, well, there's a reason behind it. So we are here to at least refresh your mind so that we can get to understand how things get to the point where it is today. Now, President Jacob Zuma accepted to step down as the president of South Africa. After he stepped down, when he less expected, of course, we went through the elections. I mean, the current president Cyril Ramaphosa, he came in as to play the intermediary. In meantime, they must organize the elections. So he went in, and we saw how everyone, they applauded for him. They said that no, he's a good president. With him, we're never gonna find any drama of corruption, because the man is so rich. He have about more than 250 McDonald's across South Africa. He have a lot of business companies here and then. So when it comes to corruptions, he will not gonna steal the money from the government. And besides that, since he's a businessman, he will even bring more investors who will come within South Africa, and they will create a lot of job. That is the hope that people had when first President Cyril Ramaphosa came in power to replace Jacob Zuma. So now that Jacob Zuma was out of the office, he sleep and wake up one day just to find out that no, there's a case. They opened a case against him to the court. Who opened this case? Of course, the representative. Guys, please don't get me wrong, but that is how I call them. I'm referring to the DA. DA, to me, I consider them as the representative of the open eye masters. Yes, we are talking about the representative of the US within South Africa, France, British, all those countries, the West powers. The person who represents them in South Africa is the DA. The reason why I'm saying this, I'll try to explain you more in maybe sometimes in other videos, but the reason why I usually call them like that, because these people, they never take the same decision as the one of Pan-Africans. If us as Africans, we choose something, we say that we are going this direction, then they'll take another directions, and most of the direction they usually take is the one that look as the one of US or France, the whole Western countries. So that's the reason why I usually call them the representative of the Western power. So these are the people who went to court and tried to open the case against former President Jacob Zuma. And since then, it's been a drama after drama through this court. Now, when Jacob Zuma started responding to the court, here's something very important that you need to note down. Jacob Zuma had that hope that no, since Cyril Ramaphosa was my right hand, the deputy president of the ANC back then, and Paul Mashatile was the secretary of the ANC, Jacob Zuma had that hope that no, with these two people, since they were under my leadership, now that they take over where I used to be, they'll look after me, they'll protect me, and they'll make sure that no, this case that the DA with their people that are trying to open against me should not succeed in court. Unfortunately, that was not the case for him, because the man ended up finding himself alone, abandoned by all the ANC members. Yes, you heard me correct. They abandoned him. They were not interfering in his court problems. They were not doing nothing. But there were only one hope which was left for Jacob Zuma. That hope, it actually is a person. And the person we are talking here is the person who had the power, at least, to protect Jacob Zuma. And that person was the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Is the only one, according to the constitutions, who had that power to at least have to say something on how Jacob Zuma can be protected as a former president. Unfortunately, that was not the case, because President Cyril Ramaphosa did not react to that. He did not even take all those precautions. And Jacob Zuma, since he left the office and the moment he was being taken to the court, his relationship with President Cyril Ramaphosa was not the one, the same anymore as the one that we usually know. Guys, and here, please note that never mind about what they're showing you to the cameras. Yes, because there were this moment, these people, they'll show them in the camera, they'll be busy shaking hands, laughing, touching each other. But the next things you'll see them in the media, they are busy bombarding and grilling each other like nothing ever happened before, two of them. So they were not having that good conversation. They were not communicating that much. Now, what happened is that former President Jacob Zuma had to remind President Cyril Ramaphosa of what is his right to do in order for Jacob Zuma to be protected in court. And we saw that President Cyril Ramaphosa did not apply that either. That is when things become even more sour. Former President Jacob Zuma decided to take also Cyril Ramaphosa to court. You guys remember we spoke about it. He took Cyril Ramaphosa to court because Cyril Ramaphosa did not apply the law according to what he's supposed to be doing as a president in case of Jacob Zuma. So he says that President Cyril Ramaphosa is doing it purposely. They want to see Jacob Zuma being in jail for the rest of his life. Because here you have to remember again that Jacob Zuma was arrested. They put him in a house arrest for 1 year. And later on, we saw how it was all about him defending himself inside the court to show that the man is not normal, is not feeling well, different reasons. And as we are talking right now, this problem as we are talking is still inside the court. President Jacob Zuma is still going there. Recently, they tried to say that no, he's free of all charges, but at the same time, the DA who took him to court, they went in an appeal again. So we're still waiting to see what will happen. Now, as we continue, with all these things being said, obviously, these are the things that make Jacob Zuma feel like I don't see anything I can do with the ANC. But just because the ANC blood still running in his vein, the ANC of Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and many more, those people, they're still like running in his DNA. You find out that this man, he could not take all this decision. But what he did, he distanced himself from the ANC activities. You guys, you saw this year when they went for the ANC conference, you saw the drama which took place over there, whereby all the ANC members, they are seated listening to the current president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, giving his speech. But President Jacob Zuma was not in the hall. He came in on his own time, according to his own protocol, with his own supporters who were busy singing songs against President Cyril Ramaphosa. And the moment he entered the hall in Nazareth conference, where the conference was taking place, everyone, they were kind of like busy singing these songs, and you know, just to show that he got his own supporters who are within the ANC. So we're having now two camps: the one that support President Cyril Ramaphosa is the current president of the ANC and the president of South Africa, and the one who's still supporting Jacob Zuma as the former president of the ANC and the former president of South Africa. So we saw how that drama took place. Late on, Fikile Mbalula, after he became the SG of the ANC, he came on and he tried to run around avoiding this question, saying that no, there was nothing wrong, everything was fine. And late on, we saw how Jacob Zuma, he was now having very harsh words against the government of Cyril Ramaphosa. How? Because Cyril Ramaphosa, as the president of South Africa, is being accused. There is some allegations about the Palapala farm money, where the man was found with money more than 500 million US dollar in cash. Yes, and this money was hiding in his house. So some people stole it over there. And now the question was, according to the law, the man broke the law. Because according to the law, there's a certain amount of money that you can't even have it in the local currency. If you are using rent, there's a certain amount of money that you can't keep in your house. This money has to be kept inside the bank. If you keep this money in your house, which means you have broke the law. But with President Cyril Ramaphosa, they did not only find him with rents, they find him with US dollar. You guys will remember I showed you the video of Mustafa, who's the Sudanese businessman who came with that money in this country. He bring that money in cash, not through the bank. The man even said that I came with that money. They make me pay the tax or SARS or whatever they call it. And then I enter in with the money. And later on, I find out that they were selling some livestock somewhere. So I have to go and buy this. So the man transferred that money in cash, not through the bank. So, and we saw how this was the song. Yes, this was the song that the EFF with Julius Malema, they carry in the parliament to call for President Ramaphosa to answer to the questions how they have to find him with this so much money in cash. They called him in the parliament so that he can tell how did this money enter the country? What was it for? Did you pay tax for that money? And you, as a president of the country, are you now a businessman to be selling some stuff? Or how did you even get this money? So obviously, if President Cyril Ramaphosa could go to the parliament, trust me, unless maybe we are having some dogs or gods in the parliament for him to survive, but in a normal way, there were no a way that President Ramaphosa was going to survive, because obviously, among all these points I raised, there were going to be a couple of points that we will find that President Cyril Ramaphosa had violated. And once he violated, the next things they were going to ask him to step down, as they did ask former President Jacob Zuma to step down. So when these things was happening inside the Parliament of South Africa, on other side, President Jacob Zuma, he was kind of like waiting to see what will happen, because him also, he was accused of corruption, and they had to ask him to step down, even though the men did not want to step down. So he was now telling that no, let's wait, maybe they'll call for President Ramaphosa to go there, and the next things they'll ask him to step down and see what will happen. That did not happen. So he ended up realizing that no, it is the same ANC which asked him to step down, that the one who are protecting President Cyril Ramaphosa in the parliament for him not to answer to all these questions. With all that being said, that is how former President Jacob Zuma feel even more discouraged. Before even he start coming in media, there were another former president of the Republic of South Africa, President Thabo Mbeki. Is one of the presidents who was always there, like telling the ANC the truth right in their face, that what you guys are doing is not good. You are busy killing our political party, because the president have some question to answer to the parliament of these allegations that is being posed against him. Why are you guys protecting him? Because whenever they call for the president to go and answer the questions in the parliament, you will see they'll say that, okay, we need to vote. We need to vote so that we can see if you guys will accept for the president to come and answer to these questions, or it should not come. And whenever they vote, these people will use the majority of the ANC. That majority will protect the President Cyril Ramaphosa to not appear before the parliamentaries. Now, all these things have really discouraged a couple of ANC members, especially those ones who were under sanctions, who were in the disciplinary levels, such as S. Makashule and many more other ANC members who were like not sitting okay with all this. And these people, they start now creating their own group within the ANC, you know, and trying to poison the mind of other ANC members, so that they will at least get to bring the President Cyril Ramaphosa to the parliament for him to answer these questions. But unfortunately, to make the story short, that also did not happen. The last time the parliament tried to do something, they only assigned a commissioner. You know, they called some former justice president and some other judges for them to go and investigate, so that they can see if President Cyril Ramaphosa had really violated the law, if there were even this money somewhere. And this committee, they went, they did everything, and they came back, they were like, no, it is true. According to our investigations, we believe that President Ramaphosa have some question to answer, because, guys, there were no way you can escape all this. If the money was maybe through the bank, it was going to be more easy. But we are talking about the money which was stolen inside the president's house, and this money is supposed to be the one of the President Cyril Ramaphosa. So they said that the president can come back. And during that time, all of us, we were waiting to see what will happen. But we saw some dramas, how they refused to not allow the president to come to the parliament. Now, former President Jacob Zuma, he got angry. And then, during one of his press conference, he clashed out. Yes. He says that, no, it does not make sense. Me, I was there as the president of that country. You guys, you call me names. You say that I stole the money from the government. I did this, I did that. My son have this, my daughters have this. And you ask me to step down. I stepped down. But how come this man, which is President Cyril Ramaphosa, is having these serious allegations with evidence which are there already. And this man is being protected by the police, is being protected by the court, is being protected by the parliament, and yet is not even having the courage to step down because these are serious allegations. And a normal president, you should just go ahead and step down on your own. Unfortunately, this is Africa. We all know that in Africa, man, I never come across a president who can step down on their own. Yeah, the only way a president can step down in Africa countries, it is only maybe there is a revolutions of the people out there who don't want to see him, who don't want to have anything to do with him, and then maybe is afraid of his life. Then he will decide to run away. That is the only way African leaders they leave powers. But an African leader to leave power with their own conscience that, no, look, I'm having some allegations against me. Maybe I should step down. Maybe I should do this. They don't do that. Do you know why? Because they enjoy power. You know, I always tell you every time that for African politicians, the power for them is like that soup, beef soup. You know, the beef soup that which is well cooked. If you already taste it and you enjoy it, no matter how much they ask you to not continue eating it, you're not gonna want. You will still gonna sit there and make sure that you finish everything that's you've been eating. So that's how these politicians they are. So President Zuma, he complained about it, and President Ramaphosa could not. So President Zuma even went far. He said, normally, according to the South African constitutions, if you are a president, no matter of what you used to do before you become the president, if you are a successful businessman or whatsoever, you are not allowed to do any other activities than you sitting in the office as the president. Try to be busy with your country activities. But unfortunately, with President Cyril Ramaphosa, according to President Jacob Zuma, he says that President Ramaphosa is doing business when he's busy with country affairs. So he's supposed not to be doing that, and for that reasons, he have to be arrested or step down. With that stories, President Ramaphosa did not do the same thing. He did not apply it. They keep on like attacking each other. You see President Ramaphosa will apply there. Jacob Zuma, the next things he send also his people. They apply over there. And that is how we saw that former President Jacob Zuma, he was no more interacting in ANC activities. Some of the places that he can be invited as a former president is not going to show up. He starts sabotaging, especially wherever President Cyril Ramaphosa will be seated. You will see him, he will always be absent. If he shows up, he can go. He will prefer to go and attend some small activities which is happening within the ANC as a political party's activities. But when it comes like big activities where maybe the president will be seated, him's not gonna show up. So with all that, I remember in one of our video, I said, President Jacob Zuma will have two options. Either to join the EFF of Julius Malema, which fought him all this time in the parliament that make him to step down from the power, or either the man will create his own political party because, like it or not, former President Jacob Zuma is very popular. Yes, it's very popular because if we take KwaZulu-Natal only, which is the second biggest province when it comes to the elections. Yes, when it comes to the elections, there are not people who vote a lot than those people who are coming from KwaZulu-Natal province. That one alone. If Jacob Zuma said that I want to create a political party today, all these people will go and vote for him. You know what I mean? You just imagine the mentalities of Zulus. You know, so they will make sure that we want to put our own back in power, and they'll do it. Proof to that, do you guys still remember when they arrest President Jacob Zuma? The day before they arrested him, he told them inside the court that you guys were making a very big mistake for arresting me. Before the court even getting to decide of how long it's going to be arrested and everything, they were already looting outside there, which started from KwaZulu-Natal, and it spread the whole entire country, which was end up killing about 300 people who killed the inside the South Africa. So whether we like it or not, President Jacob Zuma have a certain big power, I mean, group of people who will always support him and make sure that they give him the hands for him to do everything that he needs to do. Now, with these two options, we're now sitting to see how will be his reactions, whether he's gonna go ahead and do it or whether he's gonna not do it. And now it happened that President Jacob Zuma, he look what is happening in the ANC, and he can tell already that the ANC is dropping down when it comes to the number of their voters. Why the ANC is dropping down? Because we need also to acknowledge that if the ANC keep on dropping the number of voters down, it's because of the EFF. That is me, not you. Okay, I'm assuming what I'm saying according to the way I look the things, like the way I've been following these things down. The ANC drop the number of voters down because of the EFF. Actually, it even started before the EFF. Yes, because remember we came with former President Nelson Mandela. He did his time. He stepped down because he was too old. And then we came in with Thabo Mbeki. He did also what he could, but during his second term, instead of increasing even the number of votes, it was a little bit lower compared to the first election and the second elections. After him, we saw Jacob Zuma, he came in. The number of voters was also down. And when these things of Julius Malema being kicked out of the ANC, and the next things he opened his political party, Julius Malema went and wiped all the youth of the ANC. Proof to that, since Julius Malema left the ANC, they could not be able to organize the youth elections. So the youth, they were in the ANC, but like they are not in. Because each and every youth, they follow Julius Malema. Remember, Julius Malema used to be the president of the ANC youth. Yeah, ANC Youth League, yes. I hope I put it properly. Yeah, so when he left, everyone were there. They left out with him, and that post, it was there, but it was no more the same, because like it or not, Julius Malema brought that big impact on the ANC youth. And we all know that everywhere around the world, if they have to count the population, it's only the youth ones who are more in majority. So when the EFF, I mean, Julius Malema left, he left with almost everyone. And at this AMA 2000, all of them, they were coming in and they start joining EFF and supporting EFF and so on and so on. So obviously, the number of voters of ANC keep on going down. And looking at how things they are at the moment, Jacob Zuma had already understand that there is more chances that ANC will be, for the first time, it can be embarrassed in this upcoming general election in 2024, that they might lose power. There are only two options. Either they will win the presidency and they will lose that majority that keep protecting President Cyril Ramaphosa in the parliament, or either they might have this majority but lose the presidency. And you guys remember there were even these rumors that we received from different political parties and political analysis, who were saying that no, there is some game which is being prepared between Julius Malema as the president of South Africa, Paul Mashatile as the deputy president. So there's this kind of alliance which is being prepared. But we shall see and see what will happen, because looking at it, anything can happen at the moment, because trust me. So former President Jacob Zuma is already kind of like seeing like something's gonna happen next year, because the government of the ANC, beside all these allegations of corruption or whatsoever, there is also a lot of things which people of South Africa, they are accusing them already. Yes, there's a problem of electricity, a lot of load shedding, more than before. People are tired already. There's a problem of water right now. People are no longer having water every time. Some areas, water goes for days. There's a problem of roads, potholes everywhere. There's a problem of crime. Crime now is even increasing. Recently, you saw in the world classification, South Africa, they end up becoming even number 2. There's a problem also of the HIV, which also positions South Africa as number 1, number 2 or number 1 somewhere there. I saw an article which they were busy placing them, so they said that the number have even increased more. There's a problem of unemployment. Yes, and the number of unemployment, it has really grow. Yes, we know that we had the COVID-19, which really affect many countries out there, and most of country until now they're still being affected by this COVID-19. And on top of COVID-19, we are having the Ukrainian and Russia war, which affect even most of the countries out there around the world. But some of the countries, they are trying to come back, and we just hope that South Africa with President Cyril Ramaphosa, they'll try also to do something about it. But looking at the things how they are standing at the moment, the number of unemployment is very, very, very high. Lately, if you lose your job in South Africa, there's no hope that you can get another job within 3 or 4 months or even 1 year. You can sit there like until you get tired. So all these things, there are things that can make the ANC to be voted again in power or not, but we are just trying to put in that way. At the end of the day, it is you who have to decide it, to see whether you will vote for them or not. So now, with all these points I mentioned, these are the things that can make the ANC lose one of these position I said, whether it is the presidency or the parliament. And Jacob Zuma is aware about it. So he kind of like looking for a political party that he can give it his vote. And Jacob Zuma giving his vote, that is not only him as an individual giving his vote. No. Jacob Zuma giving his vote is him like taking his supporters, people who believe in him, people who are having conflict with the ANC, but they're still in the ANC. All of them, obviously, they'll vote for this so-called political party. Okay? And then Jacob Zuma decided 2 days ago to choose one of the political party that he wants to vote for and campaign for. Because when you are campaigning for a certain candidate or a political party, you will have to vote for that person. So to make things easy to understand or to make things clear, Jacob Zuma is not going to vote for the ANC. Now, he chose this political party, which is on the left side of the parliament and not in the majority. Why Jacob Zuma did not choose one of maybe this political party within the parliament, maybe even Kusatu or whatever this political party that they are supporting the ANC, because the majority that the ANC they are having, because they are mixed with other political parties. Why did you not choose for any other political party which is on the right side in the parliament? He preferred to choose the one from the opposition party. Here are the fact. So Jacob Zuma, if he had to choose one of these political parties which are members of the ANC, which means he have not done nothing, which means you will have him and his people, they'll have to vote for the President Cyril Ramaphosa, because he is the one who's going to represent himself again for his second term. Since his reason to not campaign for the ANC is what is happening between the ANC, and especially for the fact that he's being disappointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa, the way they treated him, so he had to go on the left wing. Now that he went on the left wing, he chose for these small political parties. Before I get to continue, not long ago, last week, we saw someone whose who used to be a veteran, actually, who used to be ANC member. He was this fellowship from the ANC. His name is what? Nyel or what? I forgot his name. That is, I'm referring to this white guy. So this man had the president of Areta. He went and opened his political party called Areta. And it did not even last there for 1 year. The next things, he decided to join the EFF of Julius Malema. If you always watch me, I'll tell you that I knew that it was going to reach to that point some days. I knew that this man, sooner or later, is going to join the EFF. Even if he did not want to join the EFF, all I know for sure is that when it comes to the South African general elections, he was going to support whoever will be representing the EFF. And then the men with his political party, they joined the EFF. When they joined the EFF, in his statement, he called, listen to this, he called for former President Jacob Zuma to position himself, to tell what he wants, but he must not ever support the ANC. When he said all this, from the place where I was watching him, I'm like, something is going on here. Something is about to happen, because this man is one of the Jacob Zuma supporters. You always support Jacob Zuma whenever Jacob Zuma goes to court. He's there with him. When President Jacob Zuma was in power, they were used to be like this. Until today, he's one of the people who surround Jacob Zuma. The next things, we are seeing him joining the EFF march. Even during the EFF lockdown, the man was there. Before they suspend him from the ANC, he was doing some activities which was against the ANC. Sometimes you will see him going to the parliament, prostrating over there as the ANC members. So the ANC, they end up looking like, no, you can't continue saying that you are one of us, but yet we are seeing you marching with this opposition political party. We are seeing you with this one in court. So that's how they suspend him with other people that were in the ANC. After they suspending him, he was always be close to Jacob Zuma. Beside him, do you guys still remember the president of Jacob Zuma Foundation? I forgot his name again, this man. Anyone who remembers his name, drop it down in the comment. This man also recently joined the EFF of Julius Malema. Right now, as we're talking, he's wearing the red beret with the red suit in the parliament representing the EFF. This name I forgot again. This gentleman, he usually cut the cheese cup like this. This man is the right hand of Jacob Zuma. Like if something happened now, in behalf of Jacob Zuma, is the one who speaks in media. And this man, he joined the EFF, yet is still close to Jacob Zuma. That's number two. Like, first one, that white guy. Second one, this man I'm referring to. The third person who's more close to Jacob Zuma and is still in the EFF of Julius Malema, that is his legal representative. I'm referring to lawyer Dalimpofu. This man is one of the pillow. Yeah, we are talking about Jimmy Manye. The second guy I was talking about, Mr. Manye. Mr. Manye is the one who represents Jacob Zuma Foundation. And he joined the EFF. Yet he's still close to Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma is still in the ANC. You can tell what I mean by that. And I was referring to the third person, which is Dalimpofu. Dalimpofu is one of the EFF pillow. Yes, people who started the EFF in the early hours. If there are 10, him is among them. If there are 5, him is among them. And then, this man is the one who's representing Jacob Zuma inside the court. They are so close with Jacob Zuma like this. So, since Jacob Zuma stepped down from the office, his close people that he trusts the most, whether it comes to the lawyers, whether it comes to his foundations, whether it comes to whatsoever, All of them, they are EFF members in one way or other caskets. You can tell already what these people they are saying to Jacob Zuma. You can tell already what can be their conversation if it is not asking, if it is not them asking Jacob Zuma to join the EFF of Julius Malema. Do you guys still remember Jacob Zuma's daughter? Is it Duduzan? The lady, she, for those who always follow her in a Twitter account, you'll find out that this lady, she never say anything good about the the ANC. But when it comes to the EFF, she will always complimenting the EFF, yet she's member of the ANC. Can you tell what is that? Because sooner or later, that one I know for sure, hey, I can even bet on that one. I know that she'll join the EFF. She's just waiting for her father to do everything properly. But sooner or later, she'll be member of the ANC. Recently, Jacob Zuma's son, Duduzan, yeah, the boy, is now having his own political party. I watched one of his interview on one of the local TV. They asked him, how do you feel you opening a political party when your father and your whole entire family, they're still ANC members? Oh no, that's my own choice I make because I believe I can do better than the ANC. Okay, fine. The second question they ask him, how did your father, Jacob Zuma, took this news when you first opened a political party? The guy says that his father laughed. And when he asked his father that, why are you laughing? The father told him that you could have made a better choice. If you don't like the ANC, you could have made a better choice to find maybe other political party than you opening your own political party. But good luck. You are young. You still have many years ahead of you to live. Anything is possible. What was Jacob Zuma trying to tell by that? Because if there is any political party that Zuma could join, I don't see other political party rather than the EFF. Because I don't see Jacob Zuma going to DA, which are his enemy number one, the one that take him inside the court. I don't see Jacob Zuma going for all this, maybe Kosatu, because they already promised him that they'll fight him now that he positioned himself to not campaign for the ANC. Now, to answer to this question, to know whether Jacob Zuma really joined the EFF, yes or no, we just need to put all these things together. Look the environment of Jacob Zuma. People who surround him. People who present him inside the court. People that he eat and drink with. People who talk with him. Where are they? Are them inside the ANC? If the answer is inside the ANC, fine. But where are they? I just said that they're in the EFF. You can tell already that these are the people who've been poisoning Jacob Zuma, telling him already. And these are the people who've been making him understand that you are all alone. The ANC do not need you anymore. They already succeed with their missions. They remove you in power. They replace you with themselves. Now that you are on your own, well, the better place you can be right now is to join the EFF of Julius Malema. Besides that, you saw the kind of relationship that Julius Malema have with former President Jacob Zuma. That only, it is something that can convince someone like a Jacob Zuma to join the EFF. We saw how Julius Malema went all the way at KwaZulu-Natal to see Jacob Zuma. When everyone, they thought that, for the fact that Jacob Zuma stepped down in power, he will never gonna forgive someone as a Julius Malema. Actually, they are big enemy. But the next things, we wake up one day just to find out that no, Julius Malema with Jacob Zuma, they were having a cup of coffee. Politicians. You saw again how many times Julius Malema speak through his speech saying that I don't have anything with the former President Jacob Zuma. I did what I could have done as a political party. Our battle have limit there. Jacob Zuma stepped down from the parliament. That is already in the past. Now we move. You guys, you saw again, we play for you how many times Julius Malema defending Jacob Zuma, saying that they should leave him alone because the man is old. If they're asking him to finish him, he's not going to take that. So it's kind of like saying very good words towards former President Jacob Zuma. And now, all this these things that I just mentioned, you find out that they put Jacob Zuma to the position of not having another choice than going for the EFF. Now, I'll tell you how. Jacob Zuma, he said that he's not going to campaign for the ANC, but will be campaigning for one of the small political party, new political party. Okay, fine. This election is as it comings. We are seeing coalitions taking place. And these coalitions, people knows already that they just want to fight, to have posts in the parliament, to have, how to call this, menu voters for councillors and MMC. This post is what people are fighting for, because they know already that when it comes to the presidency, you need to build, you need first to have a strong political party, and you need to build many members as much as you can. And looking at how things they've been standing since 2013, we are having ANC with their candidates in their presidency. We are having DA with their candidate as well. Also, the EFF. Those three political parties, they are the one of them have more chances to come out as the president of the Republic of South Africa. Now, this I recall this decision that former President Jacob Zuma took to put to campaign for this small political party is because he knows that this small political party, they'll join or they'll put their power together in order for them to fight the ruling party, which is the ANC. And when they're putting their power together, they'll have to campaign, obviously, either for the EFF of Julius Malema or either for DA, the one of John. Now, looking at it, the majority of people who are supporting Zuma and everyone and these political parties, there's no chances that they'll leave EFF for them to go and campaign for DA. Because if that was the case, I don't think Jacob Zuma was going to join this political party. He joined these political parties because he knows that they'll campaign for the EFF, they'll be in the coalitions and put their power together so that if they win on this one, and they'll work together. So, in other words, Jacob Zuma is willing to work with the EFF, but just because he have not fully stepped out of the ANC, he could not have the courage to come forward and say that, no, I'm an EFF member. And then he had to go for other small political party, which he knows very well that this political party will have a very big impact in upcoming general elections. So guys, you understand that there is about 95% that Jacob Zuma is working with the EFF in a very indirect way and not official ways. And it is all about matter of time. As I said, it is going to open his political party, which I doubt. Looking at one of the peoples who are surrounding Jacob Zuma, they are all in the EFF. For an example, the president of Areta. If Jacob Zuma was gonna open his own political party, I don't think this man was gonna leave or take his own political party and go with it in the ANC, in the EFF. Maybe he was gonna wait and take his political party and join Jacob Zuma. But for the fact that he go and join the EFF, guys, these people, they talk behind closed door. Trust me, you don't know what they already talk. There is possibility that Jacob Zuma will definitely join the EFF. Regardless of what happened in the parliament, I believe the man is not dead. The man have understand that he was just being betrayed by his own people that he trusted the most in the ANC. Because everyone that are surrounding him, they are already members of the EFF. So whenever, imagine Jacob Zuma sitting down having conversation with someone like a Dalimpofu. What are they going to talk about? Do you think they want to talk about 1, 2, 3 things without Dalimpofu telling that, no, you see us in the EFF, we are like this, we are like that. Just come and join, you'll see. Actually, if you come, we'll give you this post, you'll be in charge of 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to Manye. Whenever he's sitting with Jacob Zuma, can you have an idea of what they usually talk over there? Because this man also was not a member of the of the EFF. He just joined the EFF recently. All of them that are joining EFF one by one. So it's a matter of time. And when it comes to the ANC side, I think that they won't even be surprised. The going of the former president Jacob Zuma from the ANC, it will be different to the one of Musimang. Musimang, yo, South Africa is a movie, guys. South Africa is a movie, I'm telling you. So, you retire today. You say that, no, this political party, I don't like it anymore. They are no longer respecting 1, 2, 3, 4. They are no longer doing this and that. And then, after you retire, on the other side, you see Fikile Mbalula finishing him in the media, calling him names, saying whatever he's supposed to be saying. After a week, they went on, they negotiate with him. I don't know what they negotiate with him or what they promise him over there. The minute he come back to catch up the train that he had to jump off. So, guys, like it or not, I'm not part of all these political party, but the truth is that, like it or not, there's something going on in the ANC. And as long as they don't have the courage to sit down and talk about this, hey, I'm afraid to say that some people, they will cry in upcoming election. Guys, please make sure that you are liking this video, okay? You see that thumbs up, just click on it. It's free of charge. We just want to make sure that this message is reached to many more people out there, okay? Please, I'll appreciate that to those who are doing so. So as I was saying, that there's something going on, something very serious in the ANC. Because things are even getting more worse. Today, we are seeing Jacob Zuma was coming out to say that I'm not going to campaign for the ANC, and then he choose another political party that he want to campaign for. But are you guys forgetting about former President Thabo Mbeki? Because former President Thabo Mbeki is the one who, like, he was not even beating around the bush. He's been very straight with them. He was telling them the truth, that no, what you guys were doing is not fair. And what make these ANC members to start distancing themselves against the ANC, or maybe to say bad things against the ANC, is because of this Palapala farm money. These all allegations that it was sent on, they put it on President Cyril Ramaphosa. If they could allow President Ramaphosa to go to the parliament, provide the answer to the parliament, I believe things could have been more different. But for the fact that they closed their eyes and they did not want to say anything about it, it had really disappointed many people. And now they feel like, okay, so it looked like some people in the ANC, they are above the law. So since they are above the law and other people, they have to be down the law, well, that's not going to be a good thing. Some people, they even feel like retiring right now in the ANC. But at the same time, they are looking around. They are looking on how they can benefit, because what is happening is that whoever who does not have a position in the ANC, whenever they see something wrong, they would love to denounce it. And when they denounce it, they're expecting for the ANC to take some disciplinary positions against these individuals. So when the ANC are not doing that, that's when these people, they go crazy. That is when they feel like, wow, okay, so you guys, you are doing this and respecting this, you know, because those who are in power, whether it is within the ANC or whether it is within the government, them they are there, they want to last as much as they can. So whatever you come and raise as they complain, they're not gonna really gonna consider it, because they know if President Cyril Ramaphosa step down, they are doomed. But one thing they're also forgetting is that as they are leaving things keep on continuing going like this, there is possibility that President Cyril Ramaphosa might lost power in the upcoming elections. What will be the outcome? What will be their outcome? That is something maybe some of them, they're still in the distractions. They don't want to discuss anything about it. Anyway, guys, I believe that will be all for today. It was very important that we come here and try to engage ourselves in a very deep conversations on what the former President Jacob Zuma had said about which political party that he wanted to campaign for. And now that we discuss with you everything, I hope you really enjoy having your time here with us. So before you leave, make sure that you do us a favor. Hit that like button and comment down below in the comment section. Tell us also what you think about this South African movie. You know, we are busy watching it because we are used only to Nigerian movie, but these times it look like we're having some South African movie right now that is happening. And as I always tell you, that you don't trust the politicians, because it is because of politicians Africa continent stuck also like this. We can blame the West and do whatever they've been doing, but somehow we are also responsible because of our leaders. So drop down your comments in the comment section. Tell us also what you think about everything, and then we will have a look on it. And above all, guys, as I said again, we are on holidays, so we not gonna be in our studio because we are also busy working on something over there. So for now, we'll just keep on coming here and talk to you in these conditions that you are seeing us right now. So we want really to apologize about it, and we promise you that 2024 it will be a very special year, because we'll be having a lot of surprises for you guys. So stay tuned to our channel. If this is your first time to watch also our video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button right there. Hit that subscribe button so that whenever we are live here, you get a notification, and so that you can join this big family of Cool Buzz TV. Well, guys, for now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.